Hey YouTubers, got another video review for you this week. As you've seen a couple weeks ago, I did a video review on the Banks cold air intake on the Jeep Gladiator, and man, it made a really big difference. I was shocked. It made the sound so much better. I mean, truthfully, the stock Gladiator just doesn't have much of a good sound. It sounds kind of puny. And now when I put that cold air intake on there, it really changed the sound of it. Now I've installed a bunch of cold air intakes through the years, but this one really did have a significant change in the sound. It sounds a lot more aggressive whenever you go to get on it. As far as power, I can't say that how much horsepower it gives, but I would say that it's probably somewhere under 10 horsepower. You know, and there's going to be some naysayers out there and say, well, you know, you can't really tell 10 horsepower and this, that, and other. Well, the old assimeter feels like it can feel that horsepower. I mean, it's real slight, but it does feel peppier when you drive it. As far as the miles per gallon and stuff, we did see a slight increase in it. You know, it's kind of hard to say, you know, every week because you're driving different routes and going, you know, different elevations, and you know, your driving characteristics are all different. But we did notice like a 1 to 2 mile percent increase, or 1 to 2 mile per gallon increase in fuel economy. So, you know, that's don't seem like a whole lot, but you know, I guess over the course of the life of the vehicle, you know, I guess it'll probably pay for itself. But anyways, as far as just the sound alone, you know, we were really impressed with it. So decided to go back to Banks and seen on their website that they had a product called the PedalMonster. And if you're not familiar with the PedalMonster, it's one of their throttle boosters, and basically it just adjusts the sensitivity of the throttle, because whenever you have a stock vehicle like this, it's real sluggish. You know, when you give it some gas, it just doesn't want to seem to get up and go right away. And the same thing with my GM truck. You know, I had to add a throttle booster to it because it was the same way. So, you know, any of those new vehicles where they're drive-by-wire, you know, they're all going to be the same. So we've had the PedalMonster on here for a few weeks. This is not going to be one of those reviews where I just slap it on here and say, oh man, the thing's amazing. It's not going to be some infomercial. I don't get paid from Banks. You know, I personally don't care if they sell 1 million of these things or if they sell 10 of them. But from my personal experience in the last few weeks that we've had it on here, I've really enjoyed it. It's totally changed the characteristics of the way the Jeep drives whenever you're giving it gas. I mean, it just changed it so much. It doesn't even seem like the same vehicle. It does seem like it has more horsepower, even though it doesn't have any more horsepower. It just changes the characteristics of the throttle. So there was a few things that was very important for me when I looked into this product, and I watched one of the Gil Banks videos, and it kind of sold me on it. But one of the main things is, you know, is it going to affect my warranty? Because, you know, if you got a Gladiator, it's probably still under warranty. So no, it's not going to hurt your warranty. If you have to take it into the dealership, just remove it, and it doesn't leave any kind of footprint on the Jeep. So they'll never even know that it was on there. So it's not going to mess with your warranty. Number two, as far as safety goes, this is probably the biggest thing for me because a lot of the other throttle controllers use 5-volt power from the wiring going into the gas pedal. And you know, if they fail, then you're pretty much stranded. It's not going to work. You know, you're going to be mashing the gas and your Jeep's not going to go anywhere. With this one here, it has a failsafe on it, because what they've done is get 12-volt power from the OBD port up underneath the dash, and it provides, you know, good power to the PedalMonster. And so I'll come a little closer, I'll show you. It's a very simple install. It took me maybe 20 minutes. So I'm gonna look up under here. So when you look up underneath the dash right there, you can see there's the gas pedal and there's the brake. Right above the gas pedal, there's like a purplish burgundy looking connector, and basically you just pull it towards you and it pops out, and you just plug the Banks harness inline right in there, and that's it. Then you come over here, you can see where there's another line that comes in and plugs right into the OBD port up underneath the dash. And then you can see right there where I've got the PedalMonster all zip tied up underneath the dash, nice and neat. where you can't even see it. And what you do then is you just pair it to your phone. So like I said, it works Bluetooth, and so we just put it on the cell phone that we have. It's a Z Fold 2. You can see there's the Banks PedalMonster app. We'll click on that. Then it asks if we want to connect. So what you do is you basically start your vehicle and click on the app on your phone and allow it, and then it takes a second, and then it'll pop up to the bank screen, and that's when you can make your adjustments. And you can see right here that it's got 4 different settings. You got your stock, then you got your city, sport, and track. And then for each adjustment right here for city, sport, and track, you've got 10 adjustments for each. So you can lower it down and make it less sensitive, or you can push it up and make it more sensitive. And then right there to the right, you can see right here where it says foot and then banks. And what that does is whenever you give it some gas, it shows on the foot side of what it's normally like when you have a stock gas pedal without the booster on there. And then to the right, it's going to show how much difference the banks is actually giving you compared to the stock side. So I'm going to take you down the road and show you how to adjust it and all that, so stay tuned. So I'm about to take off, and again, watch that graph there on the right, and you can see there in black, that's what it would be with stock, and on the right, that's what it is with the Banks PedalMonster on there. So, you know, just driving around, and that's on sport mode. That's just driving around on the little road that we live on, and you know, you can see that it makes a world of difference. Now, we normally keep the PedalMonster on city mode, just because, you know, just day-to-day driving, we keep it on city mode, set to about a number 5. Now on the weekends or something, if we're, you know, cruising up through the mountains or something like that, then we might kick it up to sport, you know, to where it's a little bit more fun to drive. Now I'm stopped right here at a stop sign, and I want to go ahead and tell you why I'm stopped here. If you want to make adjustments to the PedalMonster, you have to be stopped. Now you don't have to have the thing in park, but as long as you're stopped, you can make those adjustments. And see, there it is on city mode, and you know, I can switch it back to sport, and you can kick it up a little bit more if you want, just whatever you want. Just play around with the settings and see what's best for you. So now I'm going to take off again, and there was a cop just past me, so I guess I'm going to have to be careful. And you can see that I'm giving it some gas, and you can see what an improvement that Banks PedalMonster makes. It's really substantial. Now when I let off, you can see that the screen goes blank. Watch, I'll let off on it again. See, that's me not touching the throttle at all, but when I go to touch it and ease into the gas, you can see that, you know, it just slowly ramps up. Now you can change the rate at which it ramps up by changing different modes. Like I said, it has a city mode, it has a sport mode, and a track mode. So if you wanted to ramp up, you know, faster, put it in track mode and jack it all the way up. But, you know, since this is a Jeep and not a track vehicle, then, you know, we normally just keep it on city or sport. But it does change the way that this thing drives a lot. So, you know, especially just day-to-day driving. And to go ahead and tell you, like I said before, it's not going to give you any horsepower, but it feels so much faster than what it is because of when the rate kind of kicks in. Even on city mode, it just feels faster to me. So I'm going to give it some gas right here. I'm doing 10. I'm going to punch it. I mean, when it's time to get up and go, it goes. Ain't no joke. So I got to say, you know, it is a definite 2 thumbs up for me. I'm very, very impressed with this product. Now, the cool thing about this and it being connected to your phone is you can just sit here and play with the settings, and it gives you something to look at, and it's pretty cool. And you know, if you keep your phone in like a phone holder or something, you can look over and make your adjustments. and you know, you come to a red light and you stop, you can adjust it and make it more or less. So that's pretty handy to be able to connect it to your phone like that. Not all the throttle boosters are like that. So if you guys are wondering, you know, will this product, you know, leave a check engine light on? No, it didn't for me. Like I said, it was a very simple install. It took about 20 minutes, and that was getting it plugged in and getting it paired up to the phone. So I didn't have any problems with check engine lights or none of that. That was a definite plus. I was always concerned with, you know, plugging anything in on electrical, but you know, like I said, it was quick and easy. Now I wanted to show you guys, there's a couple different screens you can go into, and you know, right here at the settings, it asks you if you have an automatic or a manual. And of course, I've got an automatic transmission. And then it asks you if you would like to adjust the low speed trim settings on here. And so you can set it to 0, and that way it'll be, you know, set to like what the banks normally would make the improvement on, or you can set it over here on 5, and now it's just like stock. So, you know, if you go to give it gas while you're backing up or whatever, it's not gonna be so twitchy that you're scared to back into a parking space because you might hit a car. So that's the cool thing about this controller, is when you go to back up, it really, you know, doesn't really affect it that much. You can see that it's pretty much side by side, foot versus banks, and I've got it in reverse right now, and you can see right there on the backup camera that, you know, you can see right there I'm slowly backing up, and it's not so twitchy that it feels like it's going to get out of your hand and you're going to run somebody over. And again, that's just in reverse. Now going forward, you can put it in track mode, and we'll try it. You know, we'll jack it all the way up as high as it'll go in track mode. Now, one thing that I will tell you, in track mode, it is very sensitive. I've never felt like it's gonna just shoot around and spin out, because, you know, the Gladiator's not that fast. But, you know, if you had a vehicle that had some power to it and you set it as high as it'll go in track mode, then when you give it some gas, you're gonna better be ready to go, because the thing's gonna go. But I'm just slowly easing into it, and you can see when I give it some gas, look at the difference that the PedalMonster increases versus stock. And I'm gonna give it some gas right here. Look at the difference. And I'm running about 50. But anyways, I've let off on it. But when I go to get back into it, look at that. That's a pretty big increase. And, you know, if I was to stomp it, I mean, it's gonna really jump up there. Now, I'm not gonna go crazy on it because the roads are kind of wet. It's been raining all day here. And, you know, this ain't no drag car. It's, you know, it's just a Gladiator. But I gotta say, it does make the thing a lot more fun to drive, but more importantly, it makes it more comfortable. You know, whenever you go to mash the gas pedal down, you don't have to mash it so hard. And if you got feet problems like I do, you know, if you're on a long trip and you don't have it on cruise control, then, you know, you can actually just barely give it a little gas and it's ready to go. You don't have to mash that gas pedal down and feather it to get it to go. It doesn't have that spongy feeling, you know, and it doesn't feel like a dead pedal. So a couple things that I wanted to mention is, you know, the product is stackable. So if you have like a taser or something like that hooks into your OBD port, you can still do that. It's stackable with the Banks PedalMonster, because you can unplug it, plug the taser in, and you're good to go. Or if there's any other kind of tuner that you want to plug into that port, you can. By all means, it's stackable. Another thing too is it's made in the USA. A lot of the other ones that you get, they're probably Chinese, and, you know, I don't trust something like that that's going to go on my gas pedal, you know. And like I was saying before, you know, the cool thing about the Banks, it's one of the only throttle controllers out there that works off that OBD port that supplies 12 volts. And, you know, it's not going to fail on you. And if it did fail, then, you know, it's just going to resort back to the stock settings. Now, if you have like a pedal commander or a sprint booster or something like that, and it fails on you, you're gonna be sitting there with no pedal. So if you pull out in traffic and it fails, you might get hit. So that was a big thing for me. I don't want to chance it, you know. So, you know, that's why I decided to just to go with the Banks. Now, one thing that I do really like about Gale Banks is the guy's very knowledgeable, and he makes YouTube videos and he tests this stuff thoroughly. And you know, I'll link his video to mine at the end of this video so you guys can watch it the same as I did. And you know, the guy really, he really calls out everybody. I mean, he ain't got no he ain't got no favorites, and he just tells it like it is, and I like that. He said that he went out and bought all the other competitions throttle controllers and matched them up against his. And you know, he gives you a chart telling what his has that the others don't, and when you read through it, it's pretty crazy. I'll try to find it here and show you guys. And I also want to show you the difference between city, sport, and track modes. You can go right here and you can learn about the throttle curve. There's what the PedalMonster looks like. And then it says right here for track, 10 levels of increased sensitivity and lower pedal travel range with boosted resolution in the upper travel range for finer control on the track. More power is delivered sooner, making it ideal for performance and track use. Now me, I'm probably not going to run it in track mode in the Jeep. It's not no speed demon. But, you know, if you want to pep it up a little bit, like I said, I run mine most of the time in city or sport. So it says for the sport, if you want more power, it's delivered in the mid-range, ideal for when you want more get up and go. So I really do like the sport setting. If you want, you know, want it to be really peppy. And then as far as the city, it says power is focused more on the higher range to prevent unintentional quick acceleration around town, ideal for city driving. So, you know, this is where we keep it most of the time during the week, you know, just driving back and forth, you know, just here and there running errands and all that kind of stuff. All right, now I wanted to show you guys that this is their website, and you can see the box that I have. There's part number 64330, and this is for the 2021 Jeep Gladiator. It fits other models as well, but I'm just saying for my particular vehicle, that's what part number I used. You can see right there, there it is on their website. It's $295, and I'm gonna go ahead and click on it and show you what I was talking about. I was telling you guys about Gale Banks really calling out the competition. I know I've seen it here on their website. There it is. But you can see that they list a lot of the manufacturers of the throttle boosters there across the top, and it pretty much tells you what Gale Banks has and what the rest of them don't have. And so it's pretty cool to go through that list. And you know, it shows you there's that connector. It just plugs in between your gas pedal. So it's very simple install. Like I said, it took about 20-25 minutes, somewhere in there. It's not long. But look here at the bottom, you know, that 1,380 5-star reviews. I mean, this thing does work, and it works fantastic. So again, this is not no paid review. I want to stress that to you guys. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. But I appreciate you guys watching. I hope this video helped you out. It's really kind of hard to explain to you how much that it's really helping, you know, because you're not here in the vehicle with me, and it's not like I can do a dyno pull because, you know, it's not going to really give you an increase in horsepower. But as far as day-to-day driving, it feels a lot peppier, and plus it just feels better to drive. You know, it's a little easier on your feet and all that kind of stuff, and it just feels a lot more sportier. So very pleased with the product. I'm sold on Gale Banks products from here on out, truthfully. They did a really good job with the cold air intake and the PedalMonster, so I'm going to be checking out their products from now on. So if you guys aren't familiar with Gale Banks, I mean, this dude's bad. I mean, back in the 80s, this guy went like 250 miles an hour. So, you know, he knows what the hell he's doing. And like I said, I'll post his video. I'll link it to mine down below. So after this one quits playing, you'll see it, and click on it and watch it. It's pretty amazing. He does a really good demonstration of the PedalMonster. But I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. And, you know, if you want to see me do a review on a product, put it down in the comments. I'll try to get it and review it. Now, I can't guarantee, you know, every product that you guys mention I'll get. But, you know, it costs a lot of money to review a lot of products and things like that. So, anyways, have a good one, guys. Signing out.